Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. I'm Kristi Shive, and this morning we're visiting with Dr. David Weisenhorn. He's a senior extension specialist in parenting and child development. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Kristi.
David, this past year, many of us have been spending a lot more time with our families. And while that is great, the topic of entertaining children enters our mind. And so, David, you're going to talk to us about that. So what are your suggestions for us when it comes to that?
Yes, I tell you, we are all feeling that fatigue, and our little ones are no different, and they really want that entertainment. But I want to begin, Kristi, just to clear the air and saying that I do not believe that it is 100% responsibility of parents and caregivers to entertain their children all the time. As a matter of fact, there's quite a bit of science behind the benefits of boredom. And when I mean boredom, I'm talking about those feelings of dissatisfaction, restlessness, mental fatigue. While they're not always good, they can benefit us. And I'm going to hit a few of those scientific reasons as why boredom is good. It improves our mental health. It increases creativity and novelty. So it means not only thinking creatively, but also thinking for new ideas. And it also increases self-control skills, which is probably why we hear a lot of adolescents talk about being bored a lot, is because they're trying to build those skills. And so as Erik Erikson talks about, when children develop from one stage to the other, there's often a crisis or a struggle that ensues in order for that development to really take place. And so I want to remind parents, before I get into how we entertain, that sometimes it's good for our children to be bored, because it helps to increase some of those self-control skills, and it adds so much more to a child. But I have two young children. I have an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old. And so I have heard for the past year the need to be entertained. And so I want to give like a quick 3-stepper on how I think we can help identify some activities on how we could best entertain our children. The first thing I'll say is that we want to so the step one is we're going to make a list of our children's favorite activities. And the way that I suggest that we do that is grab a piece of paper. That's step 2, because we're going to put it on paper, because the next time they say I'm bored, we're going to hand them that piece of paper and say, go to it. But we're going to make a list of their activities. And while that may be difficult at first, we could present it as a challenge. We could challenge our kids. If your son or children or anything like mine, I've got to challenge him. And the way I do that is I say, you can't come up with 10 things you even like to do. And he'll say, oh yeah, I will. And so he'll come up with 15. That's what I'm going to talk about, is how we create that list. Don't leave it just up to them, because my guess is if they did it themselves, they'd leave out a lot of activities that they really enjoy. And then we start writing. And one way we do that is we're going to help them brainstorm. And brainstorming is so important, especially as your children get older, up to the 4th grade. They're going to start using this in their writing. So it's important that we introduce it to them, to young children. Now, if your children are in high school or in middle school, don't tune me out, because I think this still applies to your children. So making those lists can be all so helpful when it comes later, when your kids hear, I'm bored. You can pull the list out and say, hey, pick something. So the first thing is make a list of your child's favorite activities. The second thing is you're going to write that down on a piece of paper, so that when they say that, you can give it to them. And then the third thing is helping them brainstorm in those activities. And you can do that by categories. So think about indoor versus outdoor. Think about solo versus with friends. Think about daily versus maybe special occasions. And you could even think about seasons, what you like to do in different seasons. So summer versus winter.
David, so many great points. If someone is watching and they want more resources on entertaining their children, where can they get that?
There's so many. There are so many. And you can go online. Go Noodle on YouTube is a really good one. Virtual field trips to Cincinnati Zoo, indoor-outdoor scavenger hunts, FaceTime with friends and family, greeting cards, building forts in your living room, and involving kids with daily chores. That's a big one, and that's a really good one too.
Great, David. Thank you so much for being with us today. If you would like more information on entertaining your children or ideas, be sure to contact your local extension office. Thanks for watching, and we hope you have a great day.